Clarifying on his earlier statement on the use of nuclear weapons, the Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that Russia could amend its military doctrine. He said that Moscow may adopt to what he called Washington's concept of preemptive strike to disarm the enemy. Listen in.
У Соединенных Штатов есть теория превентивного удара. Первое. Второе, они разрабатывают систему обезоруживающего удара. Что это такое? Это удар, нанесение удара современными высокотехнологичными средствами, которые по пунктам управления должен наноситься, лишать противника этих систем управления и так далее. Полагалось также нанесение этого превентивного обезоруживающего удара с помощью гиперзвуковых систем. Но пока в Штатах нет, а у нас есть.
So that makes us think, what is the nuclear doctrine of the United States of America? At the outset, let's make this very clear that the US does not have a policy of no first use. The Biden administration has declared that the fundamental purpose of nuclear weapons is to deter nuclear attacks on America and its allies. The Pentagon, in its nuclear posture review document, says that the US would only consider the use of nuclear weapons in extreme circumstances. But these extreme circumstances are not specified. The United States has, however, long pledged to refrain from using nuclear weapons against most non-nuclear weapon states. Now, coming to the policy of no first use. As the name suggests, no first-use policy is when a nuclear power formally refrains from the use of nuclear weapons in warfare. But it does hold the right for a second strike, that is, in retaliation to an attack by an enemy power using weapons of mass destruction. Currently, China and India are the only two nuclear powers to formally maintain an unconditional no first-use policy. On the other hand, NATO and many of its members have repeatedly rejected calls for adopting a no first-use policy. Now, coming on to Russia. In 1982, the Russian president had pledged that the Soviet Union would not use the nuclear weapons first. But at the same time, it was also dropped in 1993 by the Russian Federation. In 2000, the Russian military doctrine stated that Moscow reserves the right to use nuclear weapons, even in response to a large-scale conventional aggression. A June 2020 document titled Basic Principles of State Policy of the Russian Federation on Nuclear Deterrence gives some insight on Russia's current nuclear policy. Point 17 of the document reads that the Russian Federation reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in response to the use of nuclear and other types of weapons of mass destruction, as well as in the event of an aggression against the Russian Federation with the use of conventional weapons when the very existence of the state is in jeopardy.